It's been a while. It's been, I think, just over 2 months since I uploaded anything. This year, man. This year. I just wanted to come back to say that I'm still alive. I'm still here. I was saying to my friend the other day that this year feels like a season of a TV show where so much happens within one season that it just feels unrealistic and unbelievable, where they kind of pack so much into one season and you're just like, oh my god, what is this season going to hit us with next? That has been 2020. It's been an unrealistic season of a ridiculous TV show, but obviously a hell of a lot more serious because it's real and it's actually happening. So it's Saturday today, 7th I think of November, and the election's still going on, the US election. I've been following the US election religiously. I've learned more about American politics in this past week than I have in my entire life. It's insane, it's ridiculous. I can't believe it's still going on. I can't believe it's still being counted. It's insane. Like, when are they actually gonna call this? At this point, like, fingers crossed, it's kind of likely, or it's kind of looking like the only result that Biden's gonna win, which is incredible, but we just want them to call it. Just please call it. It's been like, 4 days or something since the election actually ended? Like, election day was meant to be Wednesday and it's flipping Saturday. Like, come on. And then also, of course, there's been coronavirus. It hasn't really affected me personally, which I'm thankful for. But obviously, yeah, like, I'm in Wales, so we've been on lockdown for a couple of weeks now, and our lockdown ends on Monday, which I'm so grateful for. I just want to go out and see people. I've been seeing my sister. I live alone, so we get, like, anyone who lives alone gets a sort of social bubble of one household. So that household has been my sister and her boyfriend. I love their flat because they've got this balcony that looks out onto the river and it's amazing. So I've been spending some time there, and like bonfire night a couple of days ago, I went and stayed at theirs and we stood on the balcony and watched fireworks over the river, and it was so great. Like, you can see loads from her flat, so that was really nice. And then the biggest thing that's happened, which is another thing that I was absolutely not expecting to be thrown at me this year, of all years, is the fact that I need to find a new job. Which is crazy. Like, I didn't think that I'd be saying that this year. I'm now also job hunting, so I'm kind of deciding whether I want to try and work freelance, which is kind of scary because I've got my own rent to pay. As I said, I live alone, so I don't want to kind of jump straight into just working freelance and then I have my own rent and bills and everything to pay. Like, I don't feel stable enough doing that. But at the same time, my job for the past 4 years has almost felt like a freelance job, even though I was employed. So the idea of, like, going into a proper formal job now terrifies me, but that's something that I need to kind of look into. So I'm looking at, like, marketing jobs. I work in digital marketing and kind of virtual assistant, so like helping businesses and things with anything online. And I've done that for the past 4 years since I graduated uni. So I'm now looking at, like, digital marketing, content writing jobs, and it's just scary because I want to work remotely. Obviously, at the moment, there's not much of a chance to not work remotely, which I guess is good for me because the kind of job that I'm already into and I'm already sort of skilled in is very easily remote. But yeah, so this year has just been mental. That's just kind of like, there's been so much other stuff going on too, but those are kind of the 3 main things I think at the moment that are on my mind. So yeah, there's no kind of surprise really that uploading new YouTube videos hasn't really been my priority. It hasn't been at the front of my mind, but I'm having quite a good morning today. I'm having quite a productive morning. I have, like, got some washing on and I've been doing some stuff around the flat. So I looked at my camera and I just thought, maybe this is the morning I just quickly catch you up on what I've been doing. So here I am. I'm hoping this is the start of me wanting to make more videos. I've just had absolutely no motivation to want to write posts or upload videos or anything. Like, my motivation has been on the floor recently, which I think it has been for a lot of people too. And I think I need to kind of tell myself that that's okay. Like, I'm so bad. I think I talked about this in another video too. I'm so bad at making myself be busy. Like, if I'm not constantly busy and I'm not constantly doing useful things or things that I feel like are productive, I feel like I've wasted a day. So like weekends, for example, even though I work during the week, weekends, if I don't carry on being busy throughout the weekend, I feel like I've wasted it. But then I kind of burn out and feel exhausted. So I'm sure a lot of you are the same too, where it's so hard to relax and feel like you haven't wasted a day if you don't do anything with that day. So I've been watching so much trash TV. Like at the moment, I'm so addicted to Married at First Sight. It was on after Bake Off. The UK version was on after Bake Off for a few weeks. So I just ended up watching it after I finished Bake Off. And now I have started watching old seasons of the US version and I'm addicted. It's such trash, but I'm addicted. I think all we need sometimes is trash TV just to sit and have something where you literally don't need to think. You barely need to pay attention. It can just be background noise. And that's where I've been recently. So I thought I would quickly show you some of the books that I've been reading. I haven't finished a book in I don't even know how long, but the books that I'm currently reading are Girl Serpent Thorn. I bought this because it's just beautiful. The cover is stunning, and it sounds amazing. I'm not a huge fantasy person, but I'm not finding this too like heavy fantasy. It's nice light fantasy to kind of get me into it, and I'm loving this so far. It's about a girl who her mum was cursed for her firstborn to literally be poisonous. So the main character grows up, she's now a teenager, and she will literally, if you touch her skin, she will kill you because her skin is like literally poisonous. And she's growing up with that, and she's kind of really hating the fact that she can't have physical touch with anyone, even her mum. Like, she can't hug her mum, and she's trying to do everything she can to break that curse. So good. I'm really enjoying it so far. The next book I started before Halloween. I thought it would be a good Halloween read, and I just kind of read a few chapters, and I haven't read anything for the past week because election, is The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker by Lauren James. Lauren James is one of my favourite authors. Like, I think I've read almost everything she's written, and I just really love her books. And this is about a girl called Harriet Stoker who is doing a photography project in an old building, and she accidentally falls to her death in this building. It's an old halls of residence. She's kind of taking photos, and she falls through the gap in the stairs, and she falls to her death, and she becomes a ghost. And she is kind of then destined to never be able to leave this halls of residence, and she meets the other ghosts that are there of like past people that have died there, and in true ghost fashion she's not allowed to leave the building where she died. I haven't got too far into this yet, I'm only a couple of chapters in, but because it's Lauren James, she's like the queen of like gripping YA. I really need to get back into this. Once I've finished filming this and like editing it, I might carry on reading this because yeah, I'm really enjoying what I've read so far. And then the final book, which I haven't started yet, but I'm planning on starting it very soon because it'll only take me an hour or so to read, is This Winter by Alice Oseman. It's another one of the solitaire novellas that she's written. Hang on, I have the other one right here. Nick and Charlie was the other one. I'm in love with Nick and Charlie. If you haven't read the Heartstopper graphic novels, then you definitely should. Nick and Charlie are a couple, and their story is just so adorable and so just pure and happy, and I love it. But these novellas kind of go into some of the harder times that they go through, because Heartstopper is quite sort of fluffy and pure. Like, there's some parts in it where I can see it now. The next volume, I think, is going to start to get a bit darker because Charlie, we know, sort of starts to develop an eating disorder. So it's kind of working towards that. But yeah, these novellas are kind of little snippets of Nick and Charlie's life. They're both like related to Alice Oseman's first novel, Solitaire. And yeah, I really need to read this soon because they're so short. It's like 100 and something pages, I think. And as you can see, like, the text is like pretty big and spaced out. So yeah, it'll only take me an hour to read it, but I need to read that very soon. So yeah, those are the things I'm reading or want to read soon. I also have, my TBR cart is next to me and the top shelf has a load of books on it that I want to read at some point that I need to get round to. But I don't know when I'll get round to those. Some of them are arcs that I probably should have read by now, but yeah, this year has just been ridiculous and I've just had absolutely no motivation to want to pick up a book. Another thing that I might make a video about soon is I've ridiculously decided to do NaNoWriMo this year. NaNoWriMo is November. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a challenge to write 50,000 words of a novel throughout the month of November. I did it in 2018 and I completed it. I wrote 50,200 words, I think, so I literally scraped the 50,000. And I loved doing it, like the feeling of finishing it at the end and having this draft of like a kind of almost finished novel was incredible. But I read that back, or I kind of flicked through it recently and I don't like it at all. I mean, it's alright, there's sort of like there's the groundwork there that I really like and I love the characters, but the way that I've written the characters and some of their sort of, I don't know, I basically wrote this main character as somebody that I don't know anything about and I just don't feel like it's my story to tell, and I don't know why I decided to write that. And I just started looking at it like, I don't like this at all. So I basically took that all apart. There's certain elements that I like of the characters, certain that I hate, so I've decided to chuck a load of it away. I've kept my old draft, obviously, but I decided, I think on the 31st of October, that I was going to take part in NaNoWriMo this year. So the day before, like, I mean literally a couple of hours before, it was like 10 p.m. and NaNoWriMo was going to start at midnight on the 1st of November, and I decided 2 hours before that I was going to do it. And it hasn't gone too badly so far. I haven't written for the past couple of days because, again, election. I've been religiously following the election and it's just taken everything out of me. I've been flipping exhausted. But I have written just over 12,000 words in like the first 5 days of the month, which I was well impressed by, considering I started with a blank document. I was kind of thinking I was going to redraft my old one, but as I started, I was like, you know what? I don't like much of this. I'm going to completely start from scratch and take the characters that I have, use elements of them, kind of use elements of my old story, but piece together this whole new story and start from zero. And I just started writing and within a couple of days, or like a few days, I wrote 12,000 words, which I'm so impressed by. Like, I'm so proud of myself. So I think I'm still ahead of where you should be in terms of word count, like average per day to get to the end of, like to get to 50k by the end of the month. I think I'm still slightly ahead of that, but today I'm going to spend the whole day working on that, or at least a couple of hours today working on that. And I'm going to see if I can get that word count up and stay ahead of the average. Like, I don't want to fall behind on the average. I like to try and stay ahead of the average for the whole month. And yeah, I'm going to see how that goes. So that's another video, as I said, that I might do at some point. I might do a NaNoWriMo video and maybe in a week or so, and kind of fill you in on how I've been doing and how far along I am. Maybe I'll do it like a vlog, but I'm not sure. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're doing NaNoWriMo as well. I'd love to know if you're doing it and we can kind of chat about it. That would be fun. Let me know what your project is, and also if you want to, send me your link to your NaNoWriMo page so we can be buddies, so we can kind of see each other's progress. That would be fun. This was a bit of a ramble. I didn't really plan what I was going to say in this. I just decided to sit down with the camera and chat. I just wanted you to know that I'm still here. I haven't uploaded in like, I think it's like almost 70 days by this point, and I thought, you know what? I need to bring some life back to this channel. So, yeah, here I am. I'm still here, I'm still alive. I hope you're all okay. US friends, I hope you're not getting too stressed out by this election. Fingers crossed it all goes to plan and Biden wins and we can start to see a bit of a glimmer of hope in this really awful year. And yeah, look after yourself. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you're doing NaNoWriMo, and just let me know if you're okay. Let me know how you're doing, how this year is treating you. And I will hopefully see you soon with a new video. Bye!